This video is going to begin with a video clip of a trainer backing up a horse using the energized reins and the center-to-center connection that we've been featuring in the Centered Reins video clip series. You will notice that there's a center-to-center contact between the trainer and the horse as the trainer's weight is upweighted through this reining motion caused by the grip. You'll notice that the horse also upweights into the saddle to the trainer. So it's either trying to keep harmony with the trainer or the horse is also being upweighted on its own. Also, you'll notice that the energy flow of the reins is lifting the horse up and backwards for the lead, and the horse immediately responds. Keep in mind this horse has only had 2 weeks since it was broken, so this isn't a well-trained horse. So you're looking at a natural response between a connected rider and a horse. You'll note that the trainer keeps the energy of the backing up going by continuing the visualization of an inhale. If he caught his breath or stopped breathing, the horse would stop because that's the lead to stop. So there's a continual motion given by the trainer to keep the action going. The teaching portion of the clip will use just a standard belt to illustrate all the properties that are involved in this backing up process.
Now the horse is relaxing more.
See him look back at?
Yeah.
See, like right now, you don't feel like he's going to buck, but you feel like he can just go at any second.
Yeah.
Whichever way I want him to go.
It's that like pre-tension breathing connection, except with the center.
Yeah. Just out of curiosity. You drifted right back.
Yeah.
No forward step.
No. Now the horse is relaxing more.
See him look back at?
Yeah.
Like right now, you don't feel like he's going to buck, but you feel like he can just go at any second.
Yeah.
Whichever way I want him to go.
It's that like pre-tension breathing connection, except with the center.
Yeah. Just out of curiosity. You drifted right back.
Yeah.
No forward step.
No.
Now we're going to back the horse up using the dynamics of centered riding, making a center, and we're also going to use the in-breath properties of upweighting. So pretend these are our reins, and if you're holding the reins with your palm down, this side's the horse, usually you're using this index finger for control. So now if we're going to back the horse up with this index finger in control, as you pull on these reins, one is you feel it rigid. It's a very rigid, strong grip. The energy goes into your shoulder. Right? And as you're pulling, you can feel your bottom sink into the chair. And that's because I got this rotational movement, which is pulling down. pulling down. So as I'm giving the controls, and the stronger I pull, the more I ground my body mass. I drop it. If we're thinking in terms of energy, I'm dropping all the energy down, which is actually a stopping type of energy, not a going type of energy. So if I'm using this and pulling back, trying to make the horse go back, what I'm doing is I'm telling the horse, I want you to ground. I want you to stop. And then what happens is if I give you enough pain, you're going to move back. But you're actually telling the horse, I want you to stop. Right? Stay still where you are. Now let's grab the reins with the hand palm upwards, and now the little finger takes control. Now as I'm pulling back, one, you notice that the tension in your body went away. And the other thing you notice is you're using the lower arm, chest, and stomach muscles, which go to the hara, the center. Now if I expand the hara to create the energy to pull the reins, you'll notice how subtly you can pull the reins, and that the reins actually have an elastic, a lifelike property to them. They're not rigid like when we pulled with the index finger. So we call this a live grip. But what's also important is that as you pull with the little finger, you'll feel your butt lifting up off the chair. And that's because this rotational energy is going up. So as I'm doing this movement back, I'm lifting my body up. So I'm upweighting or unweighting. Now if I'm in a state of oneness with the horse is also upweighting or unweighting. So if you're trying to back the horse up with these rein type of leads, it's important that you use this little finger grip that has an upward force vector, which causes the horse's hind end to lift up to move backwards. And the more oneness you have, state of oneness you have with the horse, you're upweighting, you're taking the weight off of the horse, and you're actually lifting your weight up and back. So you lead the horse backwards by transferring your weight backwards as it lifts up. The same way you want that horse's haunches to lift, to go back. Doesn't do any good to lift at the center because the haunches are down. You need the haunches to lift up and back. So if you visualize your body as lifting, upweighting, and going back, the horse, when you're in a state of oneness, the horse's body is going to lift and move back with that movement as well. And this is why it has to be done on the in-breath from the center. Is the in-breath is an upweighting, expanding motion. The exhale is contracted and grounding, which is what we do for stopping. We want to float backwards. And if you stop breathing or hold your breath, then the horse is going to stop. You just told the horse to stop, or it has to fight your energy of a stop. This is also why if you're using the index finger grip this way, because you're tightening up these muscles, you're making the horse more rigid. You're taking its flexibility out. If you're trying to get to a state of oneness, you just tighten the horse, right? as you want it to go back, and the horse it can't move as fluidly because you tightened it. So that's just some basic principles of the applied energy with the center, and also with the biodynamics that are created from the angle of the reins with the little finger, and also the difference of the muscle groups of the shoulder, neck, and arm as compared to the muscle groups of the chest and abdomen.